Hey, what's up guys, it's Gage from ARG, and today we're going to be talking about Unwavering Bonds, which is a counter trap to be released in Shining Victory, which is the set following Breakers of Shadows, I believe, which is coming out in the OCG rather shortly. Not Breakers of Shadows, but Shining Victory. So this is a really interesting counter trap card to be released in the set, and following along more of the generic counter pendulum support. This is probably going to be one of the staples to be added to decks relatively soon if we start moving into a meta that is more foresought, as we see, with just pendulums being the dominant force in the game right now. This card is a perfect inclusion, and let's go over why. So Unwavering Bonds is a counter trap card, which reads, when your opponent activates a pendulum monster's effect or the effect of a card that is already in the pendulum zone, negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. So I really personally like this card for several reasons, and there's a lot of them to go over. So going on along the lines of a card like Wavering Eyes, this card is more pretty much to the degree of being countermeasures to pendulum monsters. So Wavering Eyes in the form of popping all the pendulum zones and then being able to do things to follow up, banish cards to search another copy, or search pendulum monsters, deal life point damage. Unwavering Bonds kind of takes on the ability to get rid of one of the pendulum scales if they activate the effect of it, or even just a pendulum monster in the monster card zone. So it's just more of a generic kind of way to banish pendulum monsters that are already on the field. Pretty much just straight up pendulum hate, and I really like that. For the fact that this card banishes that threat is really powerful too, because more like unlike Wavering Eyes takes things and they put them in the extra deck. However, Unwavering Bonds will banish it, and since it's in the banish zone, it's not quite as simple to get it back out of the extra deck as opposed to popping it with Wavering Eyes, which if you could just set up another scale right after, it just comes right back out and still gets used again. So Unwavering Bonds is really good in that sense, and it's even more so countermeasures to the pendulum kind of just dominance in the game right now, as opposed to Wavering Eyes, which still actually kind of just helps pendulums out being able to be played to search your own pendulum monsters, as well as, you know, do crazy things with like Perform a Power, Plush Pyre, and everything. So I really like Unwavering Bond. And the fact that it's a counter trap, it seems to be kind of slow, unfortunately, opposed to that of Wavering Eyes. You're going to see me like comparing Wavering Eyes to Wavering Bonds a lot because they're kind of similar in the way they should be used. But as opposed to Wavering Eyes, Unwavering Bonds being a counter trap is both a blessing and a curse in several different ways. The fact that it is a counter trap, like I said, it is a little bit slower for the fact that you have to set it, and your opponent, you know, they can work around it in some other means. But it actually is kind of good too, because the fact that it is a spell speed 3 counter trap is it can't be countered. So as soon as your opponent activates that thing in the pendulum zone, or they activate that effect on the field, it's getting negated regardless, unless they have a counter trap of 2, of course, counter your counter trap, but that's highly unlikely too. But even saying all this, Unwavering Bonds I really like. Probably my favorite reason of it all is that it is a counter trap, because it is searchable by Adrian, which is the guy that searches the counter trap cards being released at Breakers of Shadows, and it's the fairy dude that it's supposed to search out all the counter traps for counter fairies, but more than likely you're going to be seeing it kind of paired with Perform a Power Pendulum Sorcerer to be able to get all those counter traps like Solemn Warnings, Great Cup of Heavens, or whatever, Great Horn of Heaven, something like that, and the Solemn Notice, which is to be released in that set too. So I really see the fact that it's a counter trap. It has more potential than it had before, being the fact that if we do stay in the meta that we are in now, moving into Shining Victories after Breakers of Shadows, we're going to be seeing this card have a lot of main deck play, and I'm really excited for that. But even regardless, without Adrian being able to search it out, I still think this card is very powerful if the foresought meta that we're seeing in the future is just straight up pendulum, which is kind of the dream, kind of the sight most players have right now, as that's the way the game is kind of progressing. We have not seen an archetype that is like really non-pendulum reliant besides Cosmo in a while. It seems like it's going to just be going that way, and that's the way it's going to go. And Unwavering Bonds, if so, will be probably one of these staple choices to kind of get rid of that, to kind of combat that. And I'm really excited for that, because I really do like the card a lot. And I think its synergy with Adrian, synergy with being able to search it out with that, I think it's a really awesome card, and I really like it. So let me know what you guys think of Unwavering Bonds being released in Shining Victories. Are you guys excited to get it? Do you think it has a lot more potential, or the fact that it's just a 1-for-1 kind of makes it a little bit mediocre? I'm looking at it that I really like the card, and I think it's really impressive. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think. So if you guys want to buy or sell product, if you want to attend elements, and if you want to read articles from the top players, AllsReadyGames.com is your place to go check out. Be sure to like our Facebook fan page and subscribe to our Twitch stream if you haven't already. But as always, I thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Gage from ARG, signing out.